everybody. Welcome to Hey, We're Talking. It's Friday.
Woo-hoo.
And we're here to cheer you up, help you get through that last day. Well, I don't know. Why are you making fun of me for that?
Because you said we're here to cheer you up, and then I know what we're getting ready to talk about.
I know, that's why I said it.
Dummies.
Anyway, we're here. I want to say we're here and we're queer, but we're not. And we're gonna do shows. Me, Scotty D, and we got Bob Peel and
hello.
Tant, and,
hi.
Yeah.
Gangsters.
Hi.
What's up, guys?
We're excited. I'm going crazy on the drops this week. I gotta stop. I'm going nuts. I don't know. It's just making me laugh. I can't.
There's no way to follow that crap.
I know. There's nothing you can do.
Okay.
Right? All right. So before we get started, you know what time it is. It's coffee time.
Numa coffee time?
Coffee? Anybody?
Yeah, Derek, tell them about Numa Coffee.
I'm making the coffee.
I would if the drops would shut up.
Okay, I'll stop now.
He's like,
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to cool off with the drops, but coffee.
Okay.
The show is sponsored by Numa Coffee. That's PNEUMA Coffee. You can find them at numacoffee.com. That is Chris Bean, who ethically sources his coffee and roasts them himself. Himself?
Yeah.
Or himself?
No, it's
He
himself.
roasts himself. Yes, he gets in the roaster himself.
Yes.
And gets
He
roasted
roasts
by
the coffee all by himself.
Yes, he does.
And ships it to you. Get on the website. Use the coupon code HWT for 20% off.
20%.
Yeah, a whole 20% off.
Yes.
Already reasonable, excellent prices. That's numacoffee.com. HWT is the coupon code. Chris Bean is the man, and coffee is the game.
I'm making the coffee.
Yes. All right. So, again, we are hoping to cheer you up today with our topic. Bob was talking about this in our chat, and I was just kind of like giving him a hard time. And I'm like, yeah, this is stupid. But I do want to talk about it. So we're going to talk about sad movies or movies that make us cry or scenes that have made us cry in movies. Is that correct, Bob?
Yeah, just basically scenes that have made you sad. Or I remember some when I was a kid that were just kind of devastating at that
Like
point.
Bambi or Old Yeller or something.
Well, I mean, let's use Bambi as an example. You know, that was a sad way for a movie to go.
Oh, man, he really paused. That was dramatic pause.
Or The Lion King.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, I mean, that's movie sadness. So
Okay.
we're gonna touch on a little bit of those.
So I'm going to go right off the top here, and I'm just going to tell you, I cry very easily. So my list of movies and things that would make me cry, I'm very in touch with my feelings.
Well, if you have something off the top of your head to throw out there, feel free to do so. I've got a list of some of these. Most of these that I have are deaths within the movies. I've got a few in my head that I just look back to like, oh my gosh, this is terrible.
I remember crying really, really hard in Braveheart when they're disemboweling him. And he cries out freedom. I cried. I did. My Scottish heritage, and just to see them.
That did make me want to cry.
What's wrong with you? Do you have no soul?
I mean, I have a soul, I think.
Okay.
And I just haven't seen Braveheart in a while. So
back when I first saw it, it got me. And also when Robert the Bruce betrays him, I cried. I did. I'm not talking about like like snot bubbles. I'm talking about like, dang it, Robert the Bruce, why would you do that to him?
Okay. I've got one here.
Okay.
That truly gets me emotional right now just thinking about it.
Listen to you.
Okay. So, and if you guys didn't experience it, I mean, humanly, I don't think you're a human. Something is wrong with you.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
The Green Mile.
I don't remember it.
Oh, that's a good one.
You don't remember The Green Mile?
Derek, did you cry during The Green Mile?
I don't know if I cried, but it is very emotional.
Yeah.
That is a you never seen that one?
I've
Scott?
seen
They played
it,
on TV.
but I don't remember it very well because I was a Shawshank Redemption guy, and Green Mile was kind of like the redheaded stepchild of those movies.
So the inmate John Coffey,
yeah,
played by Michael Clark Duncan.
I'm making the coffee.
Very big black dude.
He's dead now too.
He is dead now, but
he was
in that
married to
movie he was
engaged. What the heck?
In that movie, he was killed for something he didn't do.
Yeah.
And to me, it was just a super emotional, sad death.
Yeah.
But because of his gifts in the movie, his talents, his powers,
yeah,
it was actually a burden that was causing him lots of pain and misery in living. So he was, Tom Hanks was like, I don't want to kill you. I can't do it. And he's like, you're doing me a kindness, boss. So yeah, very.
See, now at first Derek was like, no, that was a good one.
I know he did.
Now
get
as he's
choked up
talking about it,
Okay.
he's kind of like remembering it. Like, yeah,
I think it's funny the guy's name was
I'm
Coffee.
making the coffee.
Yeah, I mean that was part of the thing. Is like my name is Coffee, like the drink, except not spelled the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a plot point.
Need to
that
go
one.
back and watch that movie. I guarantee you will cry today if you watch that movie.
Probably. But
You
we've
will.
already established I cry pretty easily.
Yeah, I know.
I cry at stuff that's just beautiful. That's not even supposed to be something you cry at.
Okay, here's another one. How about in the movie Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
Bubba died, Miss Gump, Jen A.
I think I cried when I watched it. Yeah.
I don't know if I've cried at that one, but
Derek is just hardened.
It is emotional.
He's very hardened. Can you tell?
Oh,
He's
yeah,
been
he's a
through a
criminal.
lot. That's what it is. He's been through life, and he's dealt with a lot of stuff.
Okay, Derek, this one was when you and I were growing up.
Yeah,
this
let's
was
hear
a
this.
little past Scott's time. What about Thomas J. from the movie My Girl?
Oh man,
I remember crying
Remember
a
he
little
got
bit about
attacked
that.
by the
Bees.
bees?
Yeah.
With the bees, not
Yeah.
the bees,
The bees. I remember getting the sniffles at that one.
That was a tough one. I mean, that was.
Yeah.
I was little then. I was
Little Macaulay bit the dust.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was rough.
that was in the 90s, so it was probably early 90s. I'm guessing like 92, 93. I was what, 12, 13 years old?
Yeah. You were
I mean,
going
that was-
through changes then too, so
Yeah.
it was like an emotional roller coaster. You guys were really struggling to figure out,
Yeah.
what you were going to be, and a lot of stuff going on.
Another sad movie, which you said you never saw, Scott, when we kind of
Yeah.
discussed this in our chat. NeverEnding Story.
Never saw it.
Yes,
I don't remember the horse's name.
Artex.
There you go.
Artex.
Did
So
you cry,
the
Derek?
horse,
Probably.
the horse died by sinking in quicksand. Spoiler alert.
Oh, dude, I was going to
For a
watch
movie
that.
that came out like
Kidding.
80 years ago.
Yeah.
That was his horse,
Yeah.
and it died by sinking in quicksand.
That's kind of a terrible way to go.
And you did not expect that.
yeah.
And that was just a very, very sad moment in movies.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen that, never was interested in it, but I have like I don't know what it is. That movie's kind of got that like fantasy sci-fi thing going, and I am not into fantasy sci-fi. The fact that you guys got me to watch Game of Thrones is a minor miracle. I'm going to tell you right now.
But you're happy you started watching it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
after you get past, there was some guy that
It's
said
just
something.
Season 1, really, that's got the bad stuff in it. Season 2, they phased it
Season
out
2,
quick.
they were slowly getting rid of it, yes, but it takes a while. It takes a couple seasons, but in the beginning, it's just like, hey, this is HBO. Let's do as much dirty stuff as we can. Woo! So it's like, okay, we get it. People had sex back in Game of Thrones days. Shut up.
Who has seen The Fox and the Hound?
I don't remember it.
Yes.
Because there was a scene like when the fox gets, they're like a little fox and the little dog and they're friends, and then the dog grows up to be like a fox hunting dog, and then the fox is just like, hey, I'm a fox. I'm just trying to survive.
Right.
And then like I don't know, I can't even remember specifically, but there is a scene in there, I guess, when the fox gets left behind. It's like, no! And it just crushes your soul. Fox and the Hound.
Okay.
Watch it.
Okay.
So here's one I did not watch that we briefly discussed right before the show. But from what I hear, it's a tearjerker, which is Marley and Me.
It is that the new one that I haven't watched because Bailey passed or we put Bailey to sleep and I couldn't bring myself to watch it is A Dog's Purpose. I have not watched that one because I wasn't ready for it. And the dog's name is Bailey in the movie. So I was like, I can't do it. But I don't remember Marley and Me bringing me to like just utter puddles of tears. But yes, it was sad.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I have to see it now that I have a Marley.
Yeah.
I have a yellow lab.
You need to watch it before anything happens to your yellow lab. Because if you watch it after, you're just going to be like, oh my gosh.
I'll tell you one that...
Go ahead, Derek.
I'll tell you a little something
about me.
It's time
for another Derek Tant's Hot Take.
Movies don't really make me cry when I'm like completely alcohol free.
Oh,
but if you get me, get me slightly buzzed.
Yeah.
If you get me just slightly buzzed,
yeah,
then I'm like feeling everything.
Right.
And one of the movies that I remember recently that like draws a tear. Have you ever seen Love Actually?
Yes.
No.
Yes, that makes me cry.
That'll make you cry. And there's a lot of scenes that can do that, but there's one, I think it's when it's the guy that the guy's name is Bill Nye. He's the singer in the movie. He's the singer in the movie.
Yep.
And this is like it's like a mini Game of Thrones, but it's all about love because there's so many different storylines that kind of get interconnected towards the end. But like the guy's a famous singer and he's basically releasing a Christmas song to stage a comeback and make a lot of money. And, you know, he's got women and everybody, but it's like he's got this guy who's his manager. He's like a little fat
Scottish
dummy
guy. Yep. He is. That would have been a perfect spot right there.
Yeah.
Dummies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, the guy, it's Christmas Eve and he gets invited to an Elton John party.
Yeah, he gets invited to Elton John's Christmas party.
He doesn't go or he doesn't stay. He just goes back to hang out at his manager's apartment. He's like, you're the only person in this world that I truly love or something like that.
I think it's interesting that that's the part that makes you cry. I mean, it is touching.
He's like, I think the line in the scene is like, let's get drunk and watch porn.
Yes, he does say that.
But it's like, it's so sweet because, you know, it's like the one genuine moment from this guy where he's just like, I could be doing anything in the world right now. He's like, I could be hanging out at Elton John's house, drinking champagne and hanging out with chicks. He's like, but I only want to be here with you because I love you and you're my best friend.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm just like, oh!
Yeah.
And then he's like, let's get drunk and watch porn.
The thing in that movie, it's still surprising that that's the one that gets you, but I get it. The one that gets me every time is, I think his name is Colin Firth. He has the maid at the place where he's trying to write his book, and they can't even really speak the same language, but they fall in love somehow. And at the end, when he goes to get her from the town, I'm always like, oh my gosh. And just I think the whole movie in general, just the way it shows, I think it does a really good job of just showing you, like, giving you a taste of what it's really like to be in love. I know that sounds stupid, but it really does. It's a good movie. We watch it every Christmas because it's a Christmas movie. Go ahead, Bob.
So we're going to continue on here. So one that
Bob's done with, he's like, screw Love Actually. Next.
Well, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But
if you
I
watch that with your
rolling.
wife, you are going to be smooching up a storm that night. So watch that.
So I still want to find some that are relevant to people my age.
Relevant? Yes.
To people my age.
Like The Revenant.
Do you guys remember the movie Short Circuit?
Yes. Johnny Five.
Johnny Five, the little robot.
Number
if you remember,
5.
Johnny Five alive. If you remember,
need
in
more
the movie,
input.
He was actually like beat up and destroyed and dismantled. And to me, as a kid, That was super sad
Yeah.
because I love Johnny Five.
Because he had taken on the personality of like almost like a human being, and then he got beat to death, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. What beat him up? I forget.
Didn't somebody do it like with a baseball bat or something?
Yeah, I believe it was with like a baseball bat just destroying him because I don't even remember why they destroyed him.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, I just remember the fact that how sad it was.
It has
Yeah.
one of the most racist characters like that would never happen now in the whole entire universe now. The
Yeah.
guy who
White
plays
guy
the
playing
Indian guy.
Indian
Yeah.
guy.
These like actually tanned up and everything, and he's like and all this stuff, and you're like, man, this would not fly in 2019.
All right,
But
for the
still
six,
entertaining at the time.
It
And had that
was.
chick from the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Ali Sheedy, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
for the 6 females that watch this show, and maybe Danny Black, what about the movie Ghost? Remember when Sam died?
Yeah.
That was a pretty emotional.
You in danger, girl. Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes, that was a pretty sad moment.
Listen,
and that
Yeah, it
That's one
was.
of the movies. That's one of the movies that I haven't like watched all the way through. I haven't.
When they
you
dragged
have
that guy to
just
hell.
for the you have to just for the I don't know, just for to understand it. You know, it's like watching Dirty Dancing. If you've never seen Dirty Dancing,
Oh, I've seen Dirty Dancing. I love
shame,
that.
shame on you if you haven't. Or to me, like the movie Crybaby, old school Johnny Depp,
No.
or the movie Grease, or
Yes,
something
but
like
I've
that.
never
Those
seen
movies are
Crybaby.
iconic.
Yeah.
That
Crybaby
should-
is iconic.
I'm telling you,
What?
Never
it's
seen.
No.
Never seen. Here's one that is iconic,
Uh-oh.
Bob.
Here we go.
That is in that chick flick subgenre. That how about Steel Magnolias?
Never seen it. Never
never
will.
seen it.
You've seen
I
it,
just
Bob?
No, I don't even know what it is. I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
It's
It's got
Well, it's
Julia.
it's Julia Roberts,
Julia
Dolly
Roberts.
Parton. What's her name with the can't even remember. She was the mom in Mrs.
Olivia
Doubtfire.
Dukakis, isn't it? Olympia Dukakis?
Olympia Dukakis is in it. Yeah. Sally Field
That's
is
a
in it
funny
as well.
last name, Dukakis.
Yeah. Who's the
I like
other
how
one?
Derek's trying to think of all these people in it.
Anyway,
Did you like
it's-
Steel Magnolias?
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's set in the South in Louisiana. Julia Roberts is in it. She's a woman with diabetes.
She dies
And,
from the diabetes.
And
Spoiler
she
alert.
dies. She dies from diabetes, and Sally Field plays her mom.
Yep.
And she just really upset.
Yep.
Gets her really upset
Let
about
me throw a couple of movies out there just for Cheryl, because she's going to be mad when one of them that you just will cry through the whole entire movie.
it. Okay.
What Dreams May Come, Robin Williams. His
a
whole
good one.
family dies, and he's in like this.
It's very sad.
It's terrible.
I haven't seen that.
It's terrible. And there's this other one called P.S. I Love You. It is terrible because it's this guy, he's dead. It's awful. It's awful. The guy from 300 is the male character. The one who kicks that
Gerard
guy.
Butler?
Yes. It's awful.
This is
Sparta.
Sparta!
Yeah.
300 was awesome.
I don't even think I've watched the whole movie.
So they had 300, and then they had one after that.
Did you
which
cry
I don't
about
know.
300?
No, I didn't cry about
Okay.
300. I just think the way that they did it was a first for movies as
Yeah.
far as the blood and all that stuff. And I think it was a very good story, but just how they did it was just awesome.
Yeah.
I love when they first do things the first time and they do it right. Like 300, The Matrix. The Matrix is the one that started the whole, bending over backwards as the bullet flies slow, and then everybody copied it after that.
I didn't cry
the
in
movie.
The Matrix.
Yeah, I didn't cry in The Matrix. The
I'm just
movie.
making fun. Every one of these ones you're talking about, it's not a cry movie.
No, I'm just saying that I love movies that do
Gladiator,
things for the
Braveheart.
first time, and then they're awesome at it. The Sin City,
Eh,
not that it's a cry movie again, but
I know,
they
I'm
did
messing
something
with you.
first
Yeah.
that was just awesome, and I love seeing the firsts.
Frodo was a madman in that film.
Yeah, he was.
What about Titanic?
Yeah.
When
You
Jack
don't cry
died.
at Titanic.
Oh, what? What's wrong with you? You didn't cry in Titanic?
No, I didn't cry. I mean, it's a good movie.
That's
I
it,
really
though.
like it.
That's the end. That's Titanic is the one we're sinking the ship on. That's it.
No, I have to mention one more. I have
Oh
to.
my gosh, just go
Sarah-
ahead.
Because this one's the most relevant or
Go
most
ahead.
recent.
What is it?
When Han Solo died in The Force Awakens
You
of Star
cried?
Wars. I didn't cry, but it was pretty dang sad, man.
Okay.
I mean,
You're
that was
supposed to
that was-
cry.
well, I don't cry often. Like, I don't even cry
You
at
should.
funerals.
It feels good to get it out every once in a while.
I don't know.
Just have a shot. And
When
cry.
Dumbledore died, that was extremely sad. I think I cried for that.
Who?
Dumbledore
Who's that?
from Harry Potter.
Okay.
He died in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
Okay.
And that was sad. Albus Dumbledore.
Scott, you should watch all of the Harry Potter films.
But he had to die.
I know it's a fantasy thing, but it's
Dude,
really.
it is so good. It is
It's an-
so good.
I tried.
It's an enjoyable series.
I tried to watch
And
it with
even Lord of the
Cheryl.
Rings, man, if you start
No.
watch The Hobbit first,
I watched
'cause
Lord
that's
of the
the prequel.
Rings.
watch The Hobbit,
There's too much
and
going
then go
on.
right,
Too
right
many
into
names.
the Lord of the Rings. Oh gosh.
There's too many names. I don't know what's there when they're talking. They're saying all these people's names, and I'm like, what? I don't even know who this is. Who is this?
When Game of Thrones finishes up this year, do the Harry Potter thing.
You
I
won't regret it.
tried.
You tried?
I watched the first one, and I think I watched part of the second one, and then I think I fell asleep halfway through the second one, and then Cheryl just finished all of them without me.
Yeah.
What did
Bored.
she think?
She likes them.
I think Cheryl would. I think Scott, if you want to do something nice for her, I think that would be good.
I've
I'm gonna
watched-
watch The
I
Notebook
watched
with
some
my
of them.
wife.
What are you
and then
gonna
that
watch
other
with her?
movie, I'm gonna watch The Notebook
Oh,
and whatever the movie
gosh.
said.
Watch Love Actually.
Love Actually.
Love Actually, not The Notebook. The Notebook is terrible. It's so sad. You'll cry your face off.
I've never seen it, but when I came to visit you, we went to Charleston
know.
just so my wife and my daughter could see some of the places from the movie Notebook.
That movie is.
We drove
is
like
not
way
bad,
past your
though.
house,
Yeah,
all the way down to Charleston just to see these spots.
and you got
And then to drive
stuck
back.
forever. Do you remember that? How long you got stuck on that one bridge going in? There was an accident or something. You remember that?
Yeah, it wasn't that long. It was only a 16-hour drive down to Charleston
Oh,
from
is
my
that all?
house.
Okay.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Oh,
Not a big deal.
y'all need to watch Downton Abbey because there's some tear-jerking
No.
scenes in that.
No.
I mentioned this before.
No.
And if we're going to change this podcast into something different, which we may or may not do, which we haven't
Time for
even...
another Derek Tant's Hot Take.
Look, we're going to have to be getting into some shows.
Maybe.
And Downton Abbey, whether you like it or not, and I was in the same exact boat as y'all. Like,
my dad watched it with my mom. Can you believe that?
Well, you know what? Maybe this would give you guys something nice to talk about for
Oh,
once.
Dad and I
Scott.
can talk about Downton Abbey.
Okay.
Yeah, I was with you. I was with you, Scott. I was like, Downton Abbey. This is that show that all the chicks love, and
I
it's
know.
like, you know, England and the castles.
Yeah.
And I was like, somebody said they're like, you need to watch Downton Abbey, and I was like, fine.
Downton
started.
Abbey.
And
Dummies.
I watched the crap out of it. It's really great. That is
Okay.
a well done show.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for today.
Oh,
And
RoboCop.
it'll jerk your tears.
Jerk
Anybody
those tears
cry?
out.
Anyone cry during the very first movie, RoboCop movie? So
Really? RoboCop?
maybe.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to have to come up with a Bob,
It's time for another Derek Tant's Hot Take.
but it's got to be for Bob. When he does like something like
Did we
that.
end the show already?
No. I'm about to, though. Are
Good,
you
because
ready
I was
to
just
end it?
getting ready to drop the F-bomb.
What?
I was about to say
No!
something.
Yep, I was getting ready to say. I was
Finish
getting
the
ready
show.
to drop the F-bomb. and
Which
just
one?
say